But all right, Drewski, I think that it's time for our next guest, a very, very special guest that we have with us. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna get some sounds going. Again, this is Friday. We got to bring some positivity on a day like today. Let's fire it up a little bit. I'm gonna go. There we go. All right. How was that for all the sounds there? Let me pull my screen off. All right, Jonah, what's up, man? Welcome to the Power Hour. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. We're very excited to have you here, guys. Jonah Lupton, if you're not familiar, he's got a new fund at Social Capital. We're gonna talk some stock market. We're gonna talk some private investing. We're gonna talk some growth companies. But hey, man, how you doing today?
I mean, I got 5 stocks on my screen in the green, so I'm doing better than I was 20 minutes ago. But
wait. How do you have 5? Nobody has 5 green stocks today.
I got 5 green. I got Fuse, which is so Fuse is the SPAC that's merging with MoneyLion.
Shout out MoneyLion, good friends of Benzinga.
Yeah, I got Futu up 3.3% right now. I got Zynex, which I just interviewed the CEO a couple days ago.
What is that company? I don't know that one.
So right now they're kind of like a non-invasive medical device company. They make these electrostimulation devices for, people that are recovering from injuries and surgery to increase blood flow rather than putting them on opiates, right? So they're trying to, cure this opiate crisis that we're dealing with. Really cool company. They're right now they're growing at about 80%. 78% gross margins, already EBITDA and net income positive. They doubled the size of their sales force last year from about 200 to 500, so more than doubled it. They got.
I wish we could have 500 salespeople at Benzinga.
Can you imagine 500 people on the ground?
Yeah, holy crap!
And they grew. I mean, they literally grew about 75% in the middle of a pandemic. So they're going to come out of this thing pretty strong. They have 2 more products in the pipeline. The CEO, who's the founder, owns 46% of the company. So he's got a lot of skin in the game. And I just did the interview the other day. I just posted it. So that stock's up.
And what's the ticker on that one?
ZYXI.
ZYXI. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
And then Nanox, which is that got down to 32 today. It's now up at 36.80, barely positive on the day. This stock's still gotten hammered over the last month and a half. So it's kind of hard to feel good when you're still deep in the red, but I'll take it on a day like today. And then the last one is a company called Myomo, or at least that's how I pronounce it. So they make these kind of like robotics devices, for people that, have debilitating diseases and whatnot, and lose function or motor skills in their arm, their legs, their hands. And this company is doing some pretty cool stuff. I mean, that's still a very, very small position. So I'm still getting hammered today overall. I'm down. Yeah,
me too.
I'm down 9% on the day. So
that's a tough day.
I'm trying to be glass half full here. So
no, that dude. So I was like, so normally I do the first hour of this show by myself, right? And then our CEO Jason Raznick takes over at 1. And I was like so depressed today. I called Drew. Drew's our resident college student here at Benzinga, awesome investor, great market thoughts. But I called Drew and I'm like, dude, I need some moral support today. You got to come on with me.
Like, I don't know what's worse. I mean, sometimes when you wake up, you turn on your computer, you're deep in the red, you sort of mentally prepare yourself for a bad day. But like today, I woke up and I was down maybe 2% pre-market. And then as he got closer to the open, things started to look pretty good. I was up maybe 2%, right after the open, thinking, okay, here we go. We found a bottom. We're reversing. Now the big buyers come in, and it was the exact opposite. Everyone started to sell again and took us down. I mean, the prices right now in some of my favorite stocks are just insane. I mean,
let's talk about them. Let's hear some ideas.
So if I had more cash, I would be buying all my top names right now, because I think when you look back in 3, 6, 9, 12 months, these stocks are going to be much, much higher. So yeah, it sucks right now. Our year-to-date numbers are getting crushed. We're all losing money, but I try not to worry about my stocks day to day. Obviously when you publish a newsletter, when you're on Twitter, when you're running a StockTwits room, people are still going to hammer you in the short term, but I'm trying to think 2, 3, 4 years out for most of these companies. So, my top stock, which I added to today. So I actually sold a few of my lower conviction stocks today, and I sold a couple SPACs that are pre-announcement. So I was just kind of holding on to them. as a cash alternative, hoping that maybe we'd get an announcement soon and they'd pop. But right now, like, we're not getting any announcements, and even the ones that do get announced, nothing's popping anyway. So I figured it's just, better to sell them now and buy some of my favorite stocks, which are down 30-40% in the last couple of weeks. So DermTech's still my largest holding.
All right, hold on. Sorry, it's your first time on the show, but I'm just going to warn you now. I'm the guy who slows everyone down.
Oh, that's right.
That's sort of my job. But all right. DermTech. Geez, you've got some awesome tickers that I know. So it's okay. DMTK, right?
DMTK, right.
All right. So it's Delta Mike Tango Kilo, guys. Here's a 1 month chart that we've got up on the screen now.
Yep. So I got into this stock back in January. I did a Substack write-up on it. So, that's kind of my deep dive. I heard about the company in early January from a medical professional, from a dermatologist that told me to check out this company. So what they're doing is they created these genomic smart patches that dermatologists can use to help detect melanoma rather than going right to the scalpel and doing a biopsy. So, I mean, there's over 4 million biopsies done every year. Most of them come back negative, which means those people essentially got a biopsy for no reason, where, standard of care, in my opinion, is going to be use the patch first. If there's anything suspicious, then go to the scalpel. So I think DermTech will probably prevent 3 or 4 million people a year from getting unnecessary biopsies. And they're working on other patches for other forms of skin cancer. So skin cancer is the #1 cancer in the US. Melanoma is the most deadly. That's where they started. And then these other patches that they're coming out with will be used to detect other forms of skin cancer. And then they're also releasing more DTC products, like there's one coming up at the end of this year called Luminate. And that's going to be, people can use that patch, send it back to DermTech. They analyze it. They send you a report to help you analyze how much skin damage you have from, let's say the sun. And then hopefully they'll give you steps on how to start repairing your skin. And they've already announced that they're working with companies like Johnson & Johnson and L'Oreal. My guess is that these partnerships will probably line up with Luminate. So, let's say, it's on a scale of 1 to 10, how damaged your skin is. And if you're anything above a 5, maybe Johnson & Johnson and L'Oreal, send you an email like with recommendations on products to help, start to fix your skin. So I'm just kind of guessing right now. It's hard, but I think it is an interesting opportunity for a company to create a DTC product using these genomic smart patches. And then, they've already talked about that these patches could be used in the future for, acne and psoriasis and other types of skin diseases and skin ailments. So very exciting company. I mean, they reported earnings yesterday. I mean, there was nothing necessarily good or bad in there. Revenue, because it's still a very small company. I mean, they did, just under 6 million in revenues last year. But if you annualize their volume processing for Q4, I could see them getting to maybe 20 million this year, and then 70 million next year, and then like 250, 500, $1 billion. So based on my revenue expectations, I have them going to $1 billion within 5 years. And if they do that, then this company turns into a, 20, 25, $30 billion company over the next 5 years.
And what's the market cap now?
About 1.25.
Okay, so it's a 25 bagger. And we're looking at the earnings right now, guys. Benzinga pro.benzinga.com. 2-week free trial. No reason not to try it. Sorry, any opportunity to plug I have to take. But keep going, Jonah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at a company like Exact Sciences, which I don't know as well, I've never done a deep dive on them necessarily because I'm really focused on smaller companies, and Exact Sciences is already a $20+ billion company. But if you look at, they're in the genomic space for colon cancer. If you look at their revenues over the last 5 and 6 years, and then you look at their chart, it really lines up nicely with what I think DermTech could do over the next 5 or 6 years in terms of revenue growth. And then obviously if they hit those numbers, you would expect the chart to look pretty good as well, something like Exact Sciences. And Exact Sciences has been a 20 bagger over the last 5 years as well. So that's now DermTech has pulled back. Recently they got approved, or Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas has come out and said that they're going to cover the DermTech patches for all 6 million of their members. Blue Cross Blue Shield in California has already said that as well. And there's 30 other Blue Cross Blue Shield organizations with a total of 106 million members. I would expect over the next year, most of them come out in support of this DermTech patch. So, that's,
Blue Cross Blue Shield card right here. All right. Representing.
So, what DermTech's doing, obviously, it's not just the non-invasive fact of not having to go with the scalpel first, but going with the patch first. But I also think, people in the back of their mind that know the old way of doing it with the scalpel will say to themselves, okay, if I can just do this patch first, maybe I go to see the dermatologist a little bit sooner, or maybe the dermatologist is a little bit quicker to recommend the patch versus the biopsy. So maybe we actually start to catch skin cancer earlier than before. And the earlier you treat it, obviously the more likely you are to survive it. And then the cheaper it is for the insurance companies, right? I mean, cancer is a lot more expensive to treat, the more progressed it gets. So I'm a big fan of the company.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make you laugh on a down day. Didn't work though. But all right. So this is interesting. And you're actually, I think the second one to pitch this stock to us in the past week or two. Do you know Farm DCA on Twitter? You know that Twitter account? Yep. Yeah. Farm DCA came on and made a case for this one too. And the fact that I've got two really smart people talking to us, pitching the stock, it makes it seem pretty darn interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to a lot of the big, healthcare biotech investors, not just publicly on Twitter, but also DM, email. I mean, we do conference calls with each other and share ideas and research and write up. So, I mean, that's kind of what Twitter is behind the scenes. I mean, it's an incredible place for people to kind of crowdsource stock information and ideas. And I try to share a lot of that. I put as much of it on Twitter as I can, and stock twits and Substack. Like, I'm out there trying, just like you guys, I'm trying to create content and help people find these, these great companies that could turn into, 10 baggers, 20 baggers over the next decade, which is kind of what I'm focused on.
Okay. All right. And question out of the chat, I want to ask, do topicals like this have the same process as drugs like PDUFA, multi-phase trials, etc.?
Nope. No, because this is a clinical product, not a drug product. They don't have to go through that FDA process.
Woo! That's
right.
nice.
So, I mean, that's good. What they did back in, I think it was December, they kind of got the gold stamp of approval from NCCN, which is National Comprehensive Cancer Network, which I believe is funded by like the top 40 cancer institutes in the world. And they're the ones that kind of create the guidelines for, oncologists and dermatologists and whatnot. So they came out with their blessing and, basically saying that this should be the, the standard of care for, early detection, skin cancer, melanoma. And then, if the report comes back that there's something suspicious to worry about, then you do the scalpel, you go a little bit deeper and find out what's really there.
Okay. All right. There we go. And Jonah, I didn't even intro you this, but before you came on, but this is like the whole point of this show, that this 2-hour block that we do called our Power Hour is the idea show, and you're definitely bringing it. Without even a heads up, a couple folks asking for your Twitter. Oh, okay.
So Celsius, right. we'll get to that one soon
Celsius. Too. No, let's. Okay. All right. I'll give you the context. I've got a beef with Celsius. Okay. Every day I drink an energy drink on this show.
Oh no.
Okay? Right, pretty much every day. Okay, that's what I'm run on. Run on energy drinks.
You can't even buy bank stocks, so why are you buying their drinks?
Hold on, we're getting to the beef. Okay, I'm warming you up. You got to make this a little dramatic. So I thought Celsius, public company, right? We don't really have Monster anymore. Okay, like Celsius, they should sponsor the show. I'll drink it every day, right? It's not like we're talking about the stock or anything, but hey, product placement. They do it in Disney movies, right? They could do it on this show. Reached out several times. I tweeted at them. Every time I tweet at them, they like my tweet but don't respond. Like, it's not even like a no, we're not interested.
I can like, connect you with the right people. I know a lot of good people that work there, so I can at least get you an email reply back. How's that?
There we go. I mean, it's so I'm like looking at it and I'm like, they liked the tweet, they saw it, they just didn't respond.
No, they're good on social media, but I mean, I'm not sure. I know there's at least a couple people that run their social media accounts, and I mean, I've emailed them back. Because I'm interviewing the CEO of Celsius next Friday.
On where? Tell us where we can see that at.
So what I do is, I have my Substack. I have paid subscribers and free subscribers. The paid subscribers pay $8, $9, $10 a month, depending on when they signed up. So I let them watch all my CEO interviews live, and then I send out the recording to the free subscribers a couple days later. So, I mean, altogether, there's like 35,000 people on my Substack list, and within 2 or 3 days of that interview, everybody will get a chance to watch it, and then it goes on my YouTube channel, so anybody can see it at any point.
Hell yeah!
But that's what I'm trying to like. I'm trying to find these smaller cap companies that aren't getting enough attention or exposure. The CEOs are not going on CNBC. These are companies under 5 billion market cap, and then I do a big write up on them on my Substack, and then I try to bring on the CEO, so that we can dive deeper into the story.
Okay, so I guess you brought this one up. Okay, I'm curious to hear a little bit why you like it, what's interesting about it. And which flavor are you drinking? That's the first question.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
And guys, ticker. Sorry. Just really quick ticker. I always get flamed if I don't do the tickers first. CELH, Charlie Echo Lima Hotel. But all right, Jonah, flavor.
So this is apple pear, which is one of my favorites. The 4 that I like the most are in order, probably orange, and then grape, and then watermelon, and then apple pear. But there's tons more, and there's a bunch I haven't even had yet. Like someone yesterday on Twitter said there's a mixed berry flavor, which I haven't even tried yet, that they love. So the company, I mean, for anyone that's not familiar, right? Energy drink space is a $50 billion a year industry. It's been dominated for the last 2 decades by Red Bull and Monster. Monster is a $45 billion publicly traded company. It's one of the 5 or 6 best performing stocks over the last 20 years. Those 2 companies have dominated the shelves for years and years and years. And then Bang came along and a couple others. And Celsius is just a different take. It's a healthier drink. So they don't have all the artificial flavors and sweeteners and whatnot that the other companies have. Smaller cans, a little bit less caffeine, which is probably more tolerable for most people. But it's a lighter, more refreshing drink. Monster and Red Bull taste a little bit more chemically. And I mean, I do like some of the Bang flavors. Like
some of us have that booze flavor locked into our minds with some mixtures,
exactly.
But okay.
Yeah, I mean, Red Bull vodka is kind of like my go-to drink at the bar. So,
yep.
Bang, I do like Bang. I mean, a couple of their drinks, like their grape and their orange, literally taste just like grape and orange soda, like almost identical. It's crazy how they did that. So, but these taste more like a fruitier seltzer drink, I guess. So during the day you're working, it's just a lighter, more refreshing drink. Less caffeine, so you don't get like the crazy spikes and crashes that you get with some of the other ones. And then the fact that it's a publicly traded company and I can own the stock and support them, I also like that part of it as well. But I mean, in terms of growth, right? So
let's hear about the story of the stock.
Yep. So before the pandemic, the company was primarily selling through gyms. Like that was their big go-to sales channel, which
I believe is how Bang started too. Like I remember seeing Bang in the gym a couple years before I got it, in a store. And guys, I'm gonna drop the Twitter in there again. I see more people asking for the Twitter handle. Scroll up, but I'll drop it in again.
Yeah.
But all right. So keep going.
And Bang went after the fitness influencers pretty hard on Instagram and YouTube. So that helped them get some early exposure. I'm not sure exactly what Celsius is doing. Like, I don't necessarily know of anybody that's sponsored by them. I don't think that's been their strategy. I know maybe we can change that. Maybe they should be sponsoring us fin Twitters. But the story's gotten a lot better over the last year because once the pandemic started, the gyms shut down. They really focused on retail distribution and e-commerce. So Amazon, I mean, they've become, over the last 6 months, they've become the #1 selling energy drink on Amazon, which is pretty insane. So I know a lot of people that, they just get that auto ship on Amazon with all their favorite flavors. But now you can walk into almost any large retail store, grocer, and now the convenience stores. So, from your Walmarts and Targets down to your big local supermarkets. And I believe they're now in 7-Eleven and Speedway. So big partnerships that, they're just rolling out in some cases, region by region. Because people know me on Twitter as the guy that's super bullish on, DermTech and Mohawk and Celsius. Like I get pictures sent to me all the time from people that walk into their local supermarket and they can't find a Celsius, and they literally take a picture of the shelves, and like the Monster shelf is full, the Red Bull shelf is full, and the Celsius shelf is empty. So I honestly think the company is having a hard time keeping up with demand, which is a good problem to have, right? I mean, they need to solve that, of course, but it does feel like the demand for this product is off the charts. And Q3, right? So the quarter that ended at the end of September 2020, they grew revenues 80% year over year. So, I mean, there's not too many companies out.
What did that get us to?
That got us to,
check
double check.
All right. Benzinga Pro again, I'm plugging it. Sorry. Whenever I have a chance,
I know this year, so the estimates this year on revenues are about 172 million, but I mean, I'd be shocked if they didn't come close or surpass 200. That's kind of what I'm betting on.
Okay, so that's my favorite thing you said about this stock. I mean, seems amazing. So last quarter they put up 37 million, and so that estimate is basically building in no sales growth.
Right. So I'm showing estimates for 2020, right, which is the number that we're going to get next week when they report. Estimates are about 130 million for last year. And then the estimates that I'm looking at have 172 million for this year. But, like I said, I'm going to be shocked because, now that the gyms are opening up, they're getting back their original sales channel. Plus now they have Amazon and they have all these new retail partnerships. So as long as they can keep these drinks, as long as they can make them fast enough, I think the company is going to sell a boatload of these yummy little cans over the next year.
Yeah, I love that sales estimate for this stock. So guys, right here, check this out. This is the actual revenue results for the last several quarters. That $37 million run rate. Let's sorry, I just did the math and forgot already. $37 million run rate. So that's at 150 million a year of sales. The estimate's only 172, and we see this kind of growth. I mean,
yeah, because
pretty damn easy.
Right now,
do they guide? Or no?
Well, I mean, I haven't. No, there's no guidance yet for 2021. Okay. So, I mean, when they report next week, I'm sure we'll get obviously Q4, and hopefully we'll get some 2021 guidance. And hopefully, the guidance that they give us is above that 172 number, which could be a nice catalyst for the stock to move higher. Mm-hmm. So, I just, the stock got. I mean, let me see where it got up to. It's about 50 right now. Got up to 70, right? So it's already pulled back $20 in the last couple of weeks with this massive correction in the markets. So it's already down. I mean, it's down almost 30% off its highs. So, did the stock look a little overvalued at 70? Yeah, it probably did. But I think it's really attractive now at this price with this kind of growth, and just knowing the overall size of the energy drink market and how big those other two companies are ahead of them. And I just think that there's a chance now to take some significant market share, because I personally know at least 20 or 30 people that used to drink Monster and Red Bull. And once they've tried Celsius, they just find it as a much better alternative for what they're looking for. And now they have no interest in going back to Monster and Red Bull. So for Celsius, it's just about, getting this product into people's hands, letting them try it, and then, turning them into a lifelong customer.
Well, Celsius, if you're out there, I could be one of those.
I will send them this interview when it's over.
There we go. There we go. And then maybe we'll get the Twitter machine going too. We've done that one in the past where we just get the whole crew to just tweet at somebody at once and it gets some things spiraling. But all right, Jonah, I've got one more question for you, and I don't know if it's totally appropriate, but my producer texted it to me, slacked it to me, and put it in the YouTube chat. So I'll just ask. But he keeps saying. This is from producer AB saying, can you ask him how much he benches? It must be a lot.
So over the last 2 or 3 months, since I've really been putting more time into investing, stock research, I have missed some days at the gym. So instead of going 6 or 7 days a week, now I'm kind of down to maybe 3 or 4 days. So it's been harder to find. I would say, so I don't max out anymore. I mean, I'm old enough now where maxing out is really just an ego thing, and all you're going to do is kill your joints and blow out your shoulder or whatnot. So I'm more about doing reps. I mean, I probably could still do 225 on bench press. I could still probably do it for 24 25 reps if I had to.
Okay. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I used to be able to do it for probably 30, 32, but I've been lifting, like I said, a little less frequently and not getting my protein as much. So
all those fish oils. Do you take the fish oils?
no, I don't. I used to do fish and flaxseed. I got to restock.
You got to get the fish oils. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get wicked. I actually used to. So I don't even know if I talk about this in the show. I actually used to compete in powerlifting in college, and then I tore a pec. My beginning of my senior year, so my year I was out, and then I subsequently lost 80 pounds because I didn't need to carry that much weight anymore if I'm not competing. But dude, it was the fish oils for me. Like I used to get wicked tennis elbow. I take the fish oils, boom, joints are good.
That's what I have right now. That's kind of what's bothering me is I have that tennis elbow in my left arm. So benching, soon, even if I'm just benching the bar, it starts to flare up again.
Yep, there we go. All right. Well, Jonah, it was awesome having you here, man. I love the ideas. I love that you're able to go in depth on them. Sometimes we get guests on. It's like, I like this stock. Why? It's a good stock. But you're digging into it, and we appreciate that.
I have a few of those stocks still that are kind of like the high flyers. I haven't done like the deep analysis, but you like the story. You think it could go higher. The fundamentals look good. So you throw a little, you throw a 1% position in there. But then the problem is when you get this crazy volatility in the markets and everything is selling off, you don't have the conviction in those names like you do your top position. So that's normally when, I start to clear out the bottom of my portfolio and add to the stocks that I, believe in the most that I think, could perform over the next 6 to 12 months for me. So, that's what I've been doing over the last 3 or 4 days. Like the markets are getting crushed. I'm not panicking. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in my personal portfolio. It sucks. I hate it. But, at the end of the day, like I still believe in my companies. We're going to find a bottom here. Like I'm still investing in companies that have strong fundamentals, right? DermTech, Mohawk, Celsius, Upstart. Like we didn't get a chance to talk about Upstart. Upstart's a AI powered underwriting company. So they developed this very complex AI model to help banks and financial companies improve their underwriting process. So they're bringing on dozens and dozens of these bank partners to help them do their personal loan business more efficiently. And then they've already announced that they're getting into auto loans, and then next will be mortgages and credit cards. It's still about a $3 billion, maybe $3.5 billion market cap company founded by a former employee of Google. Dan Loeb is a big investor. The company's going to grow revenues at least 60% for the next few years, probably more than that as they expand the verticals. Company has 84% gross margins, and they're already profitable. So, and now that the stock price is pulled back from 100 to 50, like literally a 50% pullback in the last 2 weeks, like at this price at $50, I love this stock. So it's now it's my third largest position in my portfolio.
And what's the ticker on that one? That's not one we've talked about on the show before.
Yep. Ticker is UPST.
UPST, guys. What is that? Ukulele Papa Sandy Tango, Sierra Tango. There we go.
So I mean, like my top 5 positions are DermTech, Mohawk, Upstart, Celsius, and Transmedics. But they're all pretty every day they kind of one moves from second to third or vice versa as the markets do what they do. So, but those are my 5 highest conviction picks right now.
Awesome. I love it. Cash register, air horns there. Jonah, thanks a lot for coming on the Power Hour. Thanks for hanging out on us. Thanks for delivering the ideas. And let's bring in some positivity on a little bit of a tough day like this. Hey, and while you were on, I don't know if you did this. It could be causal or it could be coincidental. We'll have to speculate. But the SPY did turn green.
Yeah.
Maybe it was us bringing some energy to the market, I don't know, but.
And now I have, so MYO, MYO, that's the stock that makes the robotic arms assistance devices. That stock's up 11% now in the day. So, but I'm still getting hammered. I'm still deep in the red. So, but I'll, glass half full, right?
Glass half full. There we go. All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
You got it. Take care, guys. See ya.
All right. Take care.